Greetings movie guys and gals, today's video is Top 10 Disney Villains. Number 10. Shere Khan. Shere Khan appears in 1967's The Jungle Book and the 2003 sequel The Jungle Book 2. He is a powerful, suave Bengal tiger who has total contempt for his victims. The mere sight of him is enough to intimidate the inhabitants of the jungle in which he resides. With his ruthless nature, he is the unofficial ruler of the jungles of India, and while he carries himself in a dignified and elegant manner, do not be fooled by this cat's soft tone, as he enjoys taunting and emotionally tormenting his prey. Shere Khan has a burning hatred for mankind after wiping out his family. Because of this, he has vowed to kill any human that steps foot in the jungle, becoming murderous and bloodthirsty in their presence to the point of mercilessly killing anyone who gets in his way. Shere Khan has a deep-seated phobia of guns and fire, with the latter being superior as these are the methods in which he watched man kill his family.
I'm going to close my eyes and count to 10. It makes the chase more interesting. For me.
Number 9. Oogie Boogie. Oogie Boogie appears in 1993's The Nightmare Before Christmas. He is a sadistic and voraciously power-hungry boogeyman obsessed with gambling, especially gambling on people's lives. Oogie often has his henchmen abduct people to bring back to his lair for him to torture and eventually kill, and possibly even use them as ingredients in his snake and spider stew. Though it seems his one fear is Jack Skellington, that doesn't hold him back from attempting to kill him for getting in the way of his fun. And to top it off, who doesn't love his solo song, aptly titled Oogie Boogie Song?
'Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie, and you ain't going nowhere.
Number 8. Jafar. Jafar appears in 1992's Aladdin and the 1994 sequel The Return of Jafar. He is a power-hungry, psychopathic, evil genie who will manipulate all those around him to achieve his goals, even if it means their death. As the former vizier to the Sultan of Agrabah, he regularly used his hypnotic skills to control the Sultan to do his bidding before becoming a powerful sorcerer with the help of Genie and usurping the throne for himself. But being a psychopath is not enough to get him on this list. Jafar gets 8th place for his enslaving of Princess Jasmine, where he planned to force her to marry and love him. Keep in mind, trivia reveals Jafar to be 48 in this film, and Princess Jasmine was only 15. Being an almost 50-year-old obsessed with the looks and body of a 15-year-old is villain material in my book.
Snake Hammer. Perhaps you'd like to see how snake-like I can be.
Number 7. Man. Man is the often discussed but unofficial villain appearing in 1942's Bambi. Man occurs several times in the story, though off-screen they are still very present, constantly forcing the animals of the forest to flee and hide as to avoid being hunted and killed. Man not only appears often to hunt the animals with their guns, with the animals regularly hearing gunshots alerting them to danger, but Man at one point even starts a forest fire to make the animals scatter, and we cannot forget that it was Man who shot and killed Bambi's mother, leaving the poor fawn motherless.
Out there, we're unprotected. The meadow is wide and open, and there are no trees or bushes to hide us. So we have to be very careful.
Number 6. The Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts appears in 1951's Alice in Wonderland. She's a tyrannical and completely deranged ruler of Wonderland, obsessed with her title as queen and constantly demanding to be responded to with, "Yes, Your Majesty." She is childish with extreme mood swings and irrational temper and overtly fond of beheading anyone who insults or angers her in any way, shape or form. She seems to enjoy her savage temper and the resulting beheadings, as she at times refers to them with glee and excitement. Who wouldn't go mad with a queen like that?
I warn you, child. If I lose my temper, you lose your head. Understand?
Number 5. Lady Tremaine. Lady Tremaine, also known as the Wicked Stepmother, appears in 1950's Cinderella, 2001's Cinderella 2 Dreams Come True, and 2007's Cinderella 3 A Twist in Time. She is a cold, cruel tyrant and narcissist with a hunger for prestige. Unlike many Disney villains, she has no magical powers, but what she lacks in magic she more than makes up for in sinister and very realistic behavior, earning her 5th place on this list. Due to her bitterly jealous feelings towards her stepdaughter's beauty, Lady Tremaine forces her to be a scullery maid after the death of her father, regularly punishing and psychologically abusing the girl. While she never laid a finger on her, she would manipulate her daughters into physically abusing her instead. That is one mean lady.
Well, I see no reason why why you can't go. If you get all your work done.
Oh, I will. I promise.
And if you can find something suitable to wear.
Mother, do you realize what you just said?
Of course. I said if.
Number 4, Scar. Scar appears in 1994's The Lion King. He's a sardonic, egotistical lion who prides himself on his intelligence while simultaneously holding a deep, unyielding resentment towards his older brother and nephew. His narcissism and resentment runs so deep it leads to him plotting and successfully murdering his brother and sadistically manipulating and taunting his young nephew into running away, allowing him to usurp the throne. But he won't be winning any King of the Year awards anytime soon. After becoming king, his lazy, selfish behavior led to the Pride Lands becoming a barren wasteland, with the Pride suffering from famine due to overhunting. Though cowardly at times, he is a fierce and dirty fighter when backed into a corner. But this did not serve him well, as his cowardice and desire to save his own neck caused him to throw his loyal hyenas under the proverbial bus, which led to his rather unpleasant death at their paws.
When I'm king, what'll that make you?
A monkey's uncle.
You're so weird.
You have no idea.
Number 3, Gaston. Gaston appears in 1991's Beauty and the Beast. He is an arrogant, chauvinistic hunter adored by the villagers for his strength and good looks. He is a sexist in every sense of the word, believing women are there to serve men and should not be seen or heard or even educated. He is obsessed with Belle to the level of insanity and determined to make her his wife, even by force if necessary, such as threatening the lives of those she cares about. Though not the brightest, he is cunning and manipulative, enough as to convince the villagers to form a mob to storm the castle and kill the beast, all out of his insane desire for Belle and belief that she belongs to him. Gaston's pride convinces him he can take on the beast in a fair fight. As soon as he realizes he may very well lose, he resorts to desperate measures to survive. Consumed by his lust and jealousy, he kills the beast, but this backfires on Gaston and results in him losing his balance and falling to his death, just in time to miss love conquering all.
It's not right for a woman to read. Soon she starts getting ideas and thinking.
Number 2, Queen Grimhilde. Queen Grimhilde, more commonly known as the Evil Queen, the Wicked Queen, or just Queen if you're nasty, appears in 1937's Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Both a neglectful and cruel ruler of her kingdom, even being suspected of murdering her husband the king, the Evil Queen is extremely vain, preferring to spend her time obsessing over her beauty. Determined to be the fairest in the land, she despises her stepdaughter Snow White and is jealous of her beauty to the point of forcing the princess to work in rags as a scullery maid in an attempt to halt her growing beauty. Her jealousy quickly turns murderous the day Snow White's beauty captures the attention of a passing prince, prompting the Evil Queen to have Snow White taken into the woods and have her heart cut out so she can keep it as a trophy. When this plan doesn't work, she takes matters into her own maniacal hands, turning herself into a hag to trick the young princess into eating a poison apple, which she created herself using dark magic. Though intelligent and calculating, the Evil Queen only gets second place on this list due to her allowing a bunch of dwarves to chase her off a cliff. A disappointing way for a queen to go.
But to make doubly sure you do not fail, bring back her heart.
Number 1, Maleficent. Maleficent appears in 1959's Sleeping Beauty. She is a fairy and the incarnation of pure evil. She is ruthless and devious and responsible for all the misfortune in the kingdom. She is offended when the king and queen do not invite her to the christening of their newborn princess, and as punishment for this, she curses the child to die on her 16th birthday. Remember this the next time you think about leaving someone off the guest list. Unlike most Disney villains, Maleficent never seeks out power or prestige, as she is very confident and aware of how powerful and badass she is, and believes herself above everyone else. Under her stoic facade lies a wrath that is let loose only on rare occasions. The most soft-spoken and elegant villain, she is also the most powerful, declaring herself the mistress of all evil who contains all the powers of hell. At her core, she has a sadistic nature as she enjoys to sit back and taunt and psychologically terrorize her victims over long periods of time. But she will resort to causing destruction and physical harm when pushed, as made evident when she turns herself into a massive fire-breathing dragon to kill the prince. Unfortunately, this villain meets her end with an enchanted sword to the heart, which you have to admit is a badass way to die and is fitting of the most powerful villain. Maleficent wins first place for being the only villain to not seek power or have self-indulgent motivations. She never has to prove how evil and fierce she is, she just is.
You poor simple fools, thinking you could defeat me, the mistress of all evil. Well, here's your precious princess.
What do you think of this top 10 list? Comment down below, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, bye!